All right. Shalom, Malcolm. Start to listen. Doing to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Makadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Malcolm that's pushing this truth and all truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth, diligently to us each one of them. Okay, the brother Yara or Yah from the grip was done by me camp. Come back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, to make another lesson. Okay, in this lesson, I'm going into how the faith that we have is a key ingredient. Okay, when you're cooking, all right, when you're cooking some food, what do? You add certain ingredients to make, all right, the food flavorful. All right, certain things that you may add, whether it be salt, pepper, Cajun, lime, lemon pepper. All right, but these are key ingredients to give your food some flavor. All right, and us as men in this truth, okay, having faith is a key ingredient, man. Believing on the Lord is a key ingredient. Okay, which puts everything together, man. Because all right, having faith, allows us to believe on things where we don't see them, man, and that's how the Lord wants it to be. All right, the Lord wants us to believe certain things that we don't see because that's only what testing our integrity, testing our really belief in the Lord. All right, because there are certain people that just because they don't see certain things happening, just because they don't see certain destruction, certain judgments happening, that the Lord is not coming back or that the Lord is not dealing with them. And that's not true. Okay, and that's why having faith, all right, is that middle piece, man. Okay, that connects us, man. With Yahweh by Shimon Shai, having faith in all, ultimately too, having faith in Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh by Shimon Shai, right? But that's an important factor in this truth because there's a lot of camps that believe in the law. Okay, there's a lot of camps that don't really put the emphasis on the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai. All right, there's a lot of camps that don't believe in Yahweh Shai as well too. All right, and us be believing in Yahweh Shai is showing our faith, showing that through Him, we are being brought back to the Father, which is Yahweh. All right, but to do that, you gotta have faith, man. Scripture say, you gotta be, Scripture say, all right, you gotta be a believer of those that diligently seek Him, man. Having faith. Let me see if I can grab that piece of. Okay, because that's an important factor in this truth, man. Not just let me see, it's impossible. There you go. Hebrews 11 verse 6, and it says, "But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. He that cometh to the Most High must believe that He is, that He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him." And that's right, man. So you come into Yahweh Shimon Shai, and you have to have faith, or else you just not gonna please the Lord at all. Okay, you thinking that you're gonna try to keep the law and all these things. You keeping the law is only showing your lack of faith. All right, because if you try to keep the law, you are saying that what Yahweh Shai died for is not existent, man. It has no purpose. All right, but that is not true. Okay, that's why we have to continue, and believe in the Lord. Even with our little things, man. All right, little things that we may be going through, right? Trials, tribulations, little things that we may stumble upon. All right, always keep that faith. Always keep that, always keep your foot grounded and believing in Yahweh Bahashim Shai. All right, because faith. Scripture say faith is a gift too as well, man. So if you believing in the Lord, that's a gift too as well, man. All right, this is Ephesians 2 and verse 8, and it says, "But for by grace you are saved through faith." That's right, man. Because you understand that we have grace right now, man. We are in a grace period. Okay, through through Yahweh Shai. That's why we have grace, and that is not of yourselves. It is the gift of the Most High. And that's right, man. Oh, you gotta understand too, believing in the Lord is a gift from Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. It's not something that's just given so lightly, right? Because you can see the difference, man. You can see the difference in the other camps and the other groups that don't truly sincerely believe in the Lord. All right, you can see the the difference of a camp that's so heavily in the law. Okay, because guess why? That's not showing their faith. All right, that's not showing their belief at all. Because if you just going off of the law, you just not really believing in the Lord, really. Okay, because you think in your mind that you can keep all these laws and statutes, all right, and you're going to be saved. Where's your belief? All right, and us having faith too, our works will show that too, man. All right, what we're doing to please the Lord is going to show that too. This is James 2, start at verse 17. It says, even so, faith that had not works is dead, being alone. Yeah, a man say, thou hast faith and I have works. Shew me thy faith without works. I will shew thee my faith by my works. That's right, man. Us as men of the Lord and great millstone. All right, we show our faith by what? Coming out on the highways and byways, remaining diligent, doing our lessons, being a brother. Every time we going through something, we call upon the name of the Lord. And within calling upon the name of the Lord is also believing in the name of the Lord is too as well, man. Okay, it's not just to call upon the name of the Lord and just go about your day. No, you have to sincerely believe that what you're praying for and what you're hoping for is going to be given to you. All right, but how is that going to be shown? Through what? Your actions. Okay, your works. What are you going to do to show that your faith? All right, that key ingredient is what are you going to show that? All right, that you really believe in the Lord. All right, being a brother. Okay, doing your videos, doing your little studying, your reading. Okay, all these little things that the Lord gave us to do. Really. All right. And that's why having faith too is very, very important, man. Not just only believing, it's like not just only thinking that you just gonna just try to fulfill the law and all these things, but understand that, yeah, we are, we're not gonna make void of the law, but we're gonna establish it. We're gonna try to keep it to the best of our abilities, things that we can prevent, okay, things that are in our reach, man. All right, we're not gonna we're not gonna bug ourselves out for not trying to keep the laws 100%. Okay, that's why we have grace. All right, and the Lord sees that because we are standing on that faith that we have on the Lord. Okay, as number one, and as well as having that faith, we trying to keep certain laws that we can keep, man. All right, but it just happened to 2 and verse 4, and it says, "But his soul which lifted up is not upright in him." Right, when his soul which lifted up going to Esau, either the so-called white man, is not upright in him, man. All right, very prideful, crooked. All right, but the just I live by faith, and that's right, man. The just of who? Of the just of who? Of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Okay, ultimately the elect, because only the elect is gonna have faith in these times. Okay, these two-thirds not gonna have faith. These Hebrews not gonna have faith, and Esau's out of the question, man. All right, but really having an emphasis on keeping the faith, man. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7, and it says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." That's right, man. We are walking by faith, man. We're not walking on sight only. All right. We are believing that what the Lord has for us is going to happen. We are believing that these family of the word is going to happen, man. Okay, counting, leading up to the little events that's happening now. Okay, so brothers are elated, brothers are happy, man, because this is what we believed on. This is that key ingredient, faith, that we've been holding on tight to, man. All right, but I just want to, humming on that topic of, brothers, keep your faith. Okay, because it is a gift, man, and if you can believe in the Lord these times, man, all right, hold on to it, man, because people tend to waver and to slack, okay, because they, Lord don't work on their time, but you understand that Lord has His own time. Okay, so keep the faith, Akim, keep pushing, keep fighting. No wonders lesson is edifying. With that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakodash. Double honors to our apostles and others of great milk that taught us the truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akims. With that, I do want to say shalom.